Hi, welcome to Pico Playtime, the video series where I play through some nice Pico 8 games that I found, which I think you might like. So today's game is called Islander. It's by the developer called Cass and K, and it's a kind of, well, let's read the description from the developer. Islander is an idle crafting game inspired by games such as Forager and Minecraft. Use your pickaxe to mine any and all materials you can find and craft your way off the islands. It reminded me a lot of Minecraft, but it also reminded me of Stardew Valley, mainly because of the perspective and the way the kind of crafting kind of system works. Anyway, let's get it loaded up and have a playthrough of it. I say a playthrough. I haven't actually managed to finish this game yet, but we can have a go at the first few minutes or so and have a look at how things work. So, as usual, it's on Splore. So, oh look, there it is. It's like I've prepared this ahead of time. So, let's get it loaded up. Oop, press the wrong thing there. There we go. So, there isn't much in the way of music. We just have the kind of the sound of the sea, I suppose it is. So whilst we're on the title screen, let's talk about my stupid and pointless sponsorship. It's not sponsorship, endorsement by a pointless energy drink. So yeah, this one today is called Mad Croc Energy Cola. It's a can of energy cola. I got this from Pound Stretcher, so God knows where this is from. There isn't anything to read on the side besides the ingredients. There's no fun little paragraph explaining the philosophy behind Mad Croc. And as you may have guessed by the lighting in this room, it's 8:30 in the evening, and I am kind of regretting this whole thing about let's have caffeinated drinks each time we do one of these videos, because yeah, I'm probably not going to get to sleep tonight. So let's crack up some Mad Croc. Wow, that's bitter. Well, it kind of tastes like cola. It tastes more like cola bottles than cola. But kind of bitter. Well, we're going to be drinking that as we go through the video. So, things to talk about on this game. Some of the reasons why I wanted to talk about it. One, it's got a save and load game feature, which is pretty interesting, which I like. So I thought I'd talk about that. Yeah, the way the loading system works, you can save a game and it just saves a string of text into your clipboard, and you can paste that string of text, well, it's numbers actually, into a notepad file or into a web page or something. You can kind of share games that way and keep different saves. It's a really interesting way of doing save games in Pico 8. I've never seen anyone do that before, so I was pretty impressed with that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to play through the first few kind of missions or quests in the game, and then I'll hopefully be able to load a saved game which I was playing beforehand, so we can have a look a little bit further into the game. Because like I say, it's quite a long game. Most Pico 8 games that I play, most of the ones that I feature on the channel have quite short run times, usually around 20 minutes or so, or often less than that. But this game is a little bit longer, so that's why I want to show you some of the different parts of it. So let's get started. So as you can see, the title screen just nicely gives way to the game screen, moving the camera. I do like that. So this is why it reminds me of Stardew Valley. First off, we've got this kind of top-down perspective, and also you see that when we're moving around, we've got this kind of target area, and we can obviously dig or chop and mine. Now I've not played Forager, so maybe this is what Forager is like, but this is very much like Stardew Valley, and this is what got my attention because I really like Stardew Valley. So yeah, if we now Pico 8 has only got kind of 6 main buttons to use in your game. You've got 4 direction buttons and then an A and a B button, which is on the keyboard Z and X. Now that doesn't give you much options for controls, and particularly for games where you've got an inventory, where you've got lots of sub menus, those buttons become a real limitation and make you have to be very creative in how you set up the controls for your game. And I think this game does the controls really well. It's one of the things which impressed me most, because I've played a few kind of games on Pico 8 where you have an inventory and it's usually really awkward and takes you out of the game. It doesn't in this game. I was really impressed with the controls. So if I hold down the, I think that's the B button, I'm using a PlayStation controller, so the buttons aren't kind of mapped to anything in particular. I think they're the wrong way around on PlayStation, you know, whatever. Anyway, if I hold the B button, whichever it is, we get this little menu, and left and right lets me select which items I want to use. So I've only got the one item at the moment. I can press up to bring up a crafting menu. We're going to be looking at that soon. Or I can also drop items. And underneath it tells you your current goal. I really like the way that the game kind of moves you through the game. It's kind of like the early achievements that you get in Minecraft. Because, I mean, this would otherwise be a kind of sandbox game. And whilst I like sandbox games, I do like also having goals to aim towards, especially when it's a new game that you're getting used to. So that's a really nice inclusion, I think. So my current goal is to collect 12 pieces of wood. So with my pickaxe, slightly not quite like Minecraft there, but yeah, I've got to go and chop down some trees. And you can see I'm collecting wood. And once I've got 12, there we go, goal complete. Go back to the menu, what do I have to do next? Craft 3 bridges. So you can see it's introducing all the different elements of the game one step at a time and letting you learn how things work. So I've pressed up, and this is kind of like the crafting menu that you get in Minecraft without a workbench. Making a workbench actually is going to be one of the things that we do very soon. For now though, we need to make a bridge, so I can just craft as many of them as I like, and it will just make them in the background. And you can see it takes 4 pieces of wood, so I've run out of wood now. But I can now place these bridges to get to the next island. There you go, there's the name, Islander. Let's take another swig of Mad Croc. Mad for it. It really doesn't taste of anything beyond that initial kind of cola bottle flavour, which it just gives, it's just nothing. There's nothing there. Right, back to the game. So, what do I have to do now? Mine 20 stone. So, we get stone from these sort of plain grey rocks. As you can see, there's quite a few different resources in the game. To start with, we don't. The starting islands don't have that many resources, and we've got rock or stone, which we've been mining. Trees there for wood. These are kind of iron ore blocks, so mine one of them. You can see adding it to my inventory at the bottom, very much like Minecraft. But yeah, let's focus on getting that stone. Now you may notice then a tree reappeared. The items kind of gradually respawn on the island. So certain items like further in, or the part that I got to kind of further into the game was mining gold, and you had to go hunting for the gold blocks, quite elusive, but they do respawn after a certain amount of time. And according to Carson K, the developer, that's why they described it as a kind of idle crafting game, because there is a little bit of waiting around. But to be honest, when you hear the word idle in a game, it usually means you're going to be spending minutes, even hours, waiting around for things. That's not the case in this game. Well, certainly not as far as I got in the game anyway. Let's just turn that off. Getting notifications here. It's a little bit of a shame, I think, that there isn't more in the way of sound effects or kind of music and things. I really do like it in Pico games when there's music, and there is that kind of constant kind of sea noise, and yeah, it does get way a little bit thin after a while. So yeah, it would be nice if there were more sound effects and maybe a little bit of music in the game. But having said that, I can kind of see why you might not put music in a game like this. Pico 8's only got fairly limited scope for music, and it could get quite repetitive, so I suppose that's the decision that you'd make. Anyway, looks like we've mined enough stone. I was not really paying attention there, so let's see what my next goal is. Craft a workbench. So if we go back to our crafting menu, And you can see there we need 10 pieces of wood and 10 pieces of stone. So we need to chop a few more trees down, but don't have to worry about the trees because it's all nice and carbon neutral in this game. Nice and environmentally friendly. The trees just grow back pretty much as quick as we can chop them down, so that's good. So let's make a workbench. So you see that when we have the items that are a bit higher up on the tech tree, if you like the workbench, you see they take a little bit longer to complete. Now, even though it is kind of working in the background, we can carry on walking around on the island, mining things. So when we get to the longer kind of quests further into the game, where you've got to maybe create quite a lot of items and you're waiting for them to process, you can be wandering off, getting on with things in the background. You don't need to be kind of just sat there waiting. So that's a nice touch, I think. That speeds the game up a lot. So if we place our workbench, this is one of the first kind of items that we get in the game, or kind of pieces of furniture or objects. This, you can see, is kind of giving us more options for creating more things. So I think the next thing we need to do is we need to start mining coal. So coal are these rocks with the little black bits in. So yeah, that's coal. Let's get mining some coal. And I'm not entirely sure how the respawning mechanic works, because it feels as though as you kind of progress into the game, different kinds of rocks and things can start to spawn, because I can't remember seeing any coal blocks at the start of the game. So if there is something going on like that, that's quite a cool way of introducing new items, because if you think about an open world game like Minecraft where you're exploring and you're finding new items, you're not really going to have Pico 8 doesn't really have the scope to be able to do something like that. So I think this is a pretty creative solution to that problem. So again, that's one of the things I wanted to highlight in this game, is just how creative it's been with Pico 8's many limitations, which is what Pico 8 development's all about, working within them limitations. So how are we doing for, I forgot what we're doing already, we're crafting a furnace, right? So let's go on here, craft a furnace, we've got all the stuff we need. There we go. So you can see that's progressing. I'm going to chop a few more trees down because I think I'm going to need some more wood to make bridges soon. So I think we've got the we've got to start finding some more ores and things. Right, let's place that furnace there, and then if we have a look at the furnace, you can see we start to get some more of the higher tech tree items. Like we've got diamonds down there. I only managed to find one of them in my previous game, so they are quite rare. But bricks, iron and coal, get quite a lot of them. Kind of like in Minecraft, the kind of balance is very similar. So if we go back to our menu, current goal, smelt 4 iron ingots. So I've already mined quite a lot of iron, so let's get those going in the furnace. So you can see you can kind of stack or queue up items to be made, which is nice, because it turns out I didn't actually have that much ore. So let's mine some more iron. In fact, I think the problem isn't iron, I think it was coal that I was running out of, so let's maybe go and get some coal instead. The movement of the character is really smooth. I really like how the kind of targeting kind of reticule, if you like, how that works. It's nice and easy to control. In a game like this, again, with it being 2D, with it being on Pico 8, the control of the kind of crosshair could be quite tricky, I think, and it's something that would kind of make or break the game. Fortunately, I think this does it really well. This game pulled it off. So yeah, excellent work there. Let's craft some more bridges. So one thing I would like maybe would be a way of kind of being able to see more clearly how many, maybe see the borders of the blocks. Like at the moment, I think that I need 4 bridge blocks, but when you get the distances a bit further apart, it can be a bit hard to judge just how many you need. I think I need 4 though. So you can see, I do like the way it does the building. I think that's really cool. There we go. So let's carry on mining. Quite lucky here because there's lots of coal on this island. Now, if I wander around this island, we might be able to see. We can kind of see an island popping up in the corner down there. So if I just go down to the bottom of this island, we'll hopefully see a bit better there. So you can see you can just at the bottom of the screen there, extra islands where we might want to go. I think we start off in kind of the top left of the screen, so we can't go north. We can just sort of go south or east. And you can see over there we've got a kind of desert island. And when I was playing through before, getting further into the map, you got a kind of desert island, and you started to get more of the rare, interesting ores and things appearing kind of further into the game map, which kind of makes sense. So that's a good touch, nice little part of the game. So what I'm going to do now, I think I'll leave this game as it is, and I'll load up my first save game, which I was playing for quite a while, enjoying things. So we can, as you can see, he's got a little bit of a pause menu here. This is nice. So let's return to the title screen, load the game. So when you save the game, remember, it copies a string of kind of text and symbols and whatnot into your into your clipboard. You can paste that into a notepad file or something, or a text file to keep hold of that if you want to have multiple games. And obviously you can share it as well. And then you just need to paste it into Pico 8. I'm not entirely sure how this works, but it is very clever, and that's why I wanted to kind of highlight that. So we've loaded that. Let's return to the game. And here we go. This is my kind of messy first attempt at the game. So I've obviously built up quite a few things here. We've got an anvil. I've got a chest which I can store items in. So you can see. And look, all the sub-menus in this game are so crisp, so easy to control as well. I mean, it does show you the controls at the top of the screen, but it's very easy to figure out. The menus are really well done. Doing user interface in Pico 8 is a nightmare. It's probably my least favourite part of programming a game. It's very hard to get right, I think, especially if you've got a game where there is a lot of user interface, like there is in this game, obviously. So this game gets it right, basically, is what I'm saying. So we've got a few of my little extra items here. I've got a refined diamond there. Not sure what that's for yet, but I've got it. And if we have a look at my current goal is to smelt 8 gold ingots. So I can take you a little tour of the map area. So obviously I've been cutting down lots of trees, building some bridges. And we had that kind of island in the middle of this sort of ring-shaped island. Found some items in there which kind of sped me along a little bit of a tip. And then, as you can see, if we go into the kind of desert biome, you can see there's a lot more of those ore blocks that we're trying to find. And if we carry on, you can see I've spent quite a lot of time exploring. And this is as far as I got. I think this is probably one of the last islands. There's probably another one further to the south. And you can see at the moment I'm hunting for gold ore. Now the way that I think that it works is if it maybe keeps a track of how many items are in the game, and if you mine an item to remove it, it will kind of free up a space for something to respawn. And I think that's how it kind of starts to repopulate the map. So basically, if I've not got any items that I need, I think I basically just need to start mining just other blocks and hoping that they're going to get replaced. So, like I say, further into the game, there's some quite interesting mechanics, I think, behind how the items respawn. So, yes, that's something that I want to find out a little bit more about. I'm probably going to play the game a little bit more to find out how that works. I could dive into the Pico 8 code, but I probably wouldn't make much sense of it. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show you, basically. Islander, interesting game on Pico 8. You don't get many games like this on the system, if you and yeah, it's really well done. It's got beautiful pixel art graphics, lovely smooth animation. The controls are really crisp, really responsive, and like I said, I think one of the standout parts of the game from a kind of programming or design point of view is the menus. I think the menus and the user interface is really good on this game. It makes it very easy to pick up and play, very quick to learn. And I mean, I've not played it for that long, and the menus feel very easy to navigate around. They're not awkward at all. So yeah, that's what I wanted to kind of really kind of point out. And yeah, Islander, check it out. If you look below where I'm talking, you can see I've got a link there for the itch page for Islander. I'm playing the version of the game that's on Splore on Pico 8, and you can also play it on the Pico 8 forum. So yeah, check it out. And before we finish, let's have another swig of Mad Croc Energy Cola, which is probably the worst energy drink I've tried out on this channel. Like I say, it kind of initially tastes of cola bottles and then it just doesn't taste of anything. There you go, Mad Croc everyone, 30p or so, a pound stretcher, check it out. But really, what I want you to check out is this game, Islander. It's a really good Pico 8 game, and yeah, that's all I've got to say basically. So yeah, hope you enjoyed watching this video, and yeah, if you enjoy these Pico 8 videos, check out the links, visit the developers website, show them your support, and yeah, join in the community of Pico 8. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I'll sign things off now, so I'll see you again very, very soon.